Hi, hello, and good morning. So today is day one of Smutathon, and I am a third of the way through two different books. That's right. I got a little bit of a head start, but most of it took me forever to fall asleep last night. So I got some reading in. So I am currently a little over 70 pages into Cowboy Rebel by Carolyn Brown. Loving it. And I misspoke in my TBR video. I want to clarify that. This is following the brothers of the female character of the third Longhorn Canyon novel, not the second. I misspoke. I'm sorry about that. And I wanted to clarify that because these guys are introduced in the third novel. So if you read the second one, you're not going to know these dudes. So yeah, that is my physical book that I started. And because I was in the bedroom attempting to fall asleep, I didn't want to necessarily have a brighter light on because it would keep me up longer. So I actually read from my phone. I turned down the brightness, and I have the feature on my phone where it turns off the blue light at like 9 p.m. so I don't keep myself up unintentionally. And I'm over there, I'm reading The Unhoneymooners. I am now a third of the way through that. The body image stuff has calmed down, but it's still kind of there. I'm going to keep going as I'm out and about running some errands and meeting up with some people for lunch. But when I'm at home, I'm going to be focusing on this. My goal is to finish both today. We'll see if that happens because I've got 7 days and 12 reads. So if I'm going to get them all read, I got to average about 2 a day. So today's my day off, so I would love to get those 2 finished and maybe started on another one. I might start on the double one because it's a longer one. So if I could get a chunk of that read today, that would be fantastic. But on Mondays, Hubs and I watch a movie together in the evening, so that'll take a good chunk of my time because I'm not drawn to watch TV and movies so much these days. So we're very behind on movies. So my husband's like, please, 1 day a week, can we have a movie night? And so we opted for Mondays because it's my day off, so I can get a lot of other stuff done and get some reading in, so I don't feel like I'm not accomplishing what I want to accomplish. So that's kind of the plan. All right, so I've gotten up and going for the day, and I got a bunch more reading done. I'm now 170 pages into Cowboy Rebel, which is over halfway because it's just about 300 pages. And then there's a bonus story that I'm not going to read right now, but I am loving this. Something really intense just went down in the middle of the book, and that's the kind of stuff that usually goes down at the end of the book. So I'm really interested to see how Carolyn Brown handles the fallout from all of this and what's going to happen from here. So I'm really intrigued at this point. There's a lot going on with both of our characters. He has a really wild past that's coming back to bite him in the butt. She has a hypochondriac for a mother, and her brother passed away and her dad walked out kind of all at the same time. And yeah, it's a lot for both of our characters. Plus, I'm getting all the cameos from previous couples, which is great and nice, and seeing how they're all tied together. And it's just so good. It's so fun. Yeah, the girl, our main girl, Nikki, in this one, she is the best friend of the girl from the third novel, Emily. And Tag, the guy, is her brother. So it's really interesting. I'm really loving it so far. I really like Carolyn Brown's writing for these stories because they're always so much more than a cowboy romance. There have been some smooth moves been in here, like definitely like cowboy one night stand kind of moves, but it's been so fun. I'm really loving it. It'll be easy to finish once I get back. I'm going to go meet up with my friend, and I'm probably going to end up being there a little early just out of habit, but I'll read The Unhoneymooners while I'm there, get as far in that as I can, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts. I can definitely tell you right now I'm enjoying Cowboy Rebel more than I'm enjoying The Unhoneymooners. So we'll see how all this goes down in the next while. Okay, friends, so I'm officially home from lunch, and while I was waiting for my friend to get there, I did read more of The Unhoneymooners, and I hate to say it, but I am DNFing this book at 50%. Though the toxic body image stuff has really calmed down, at this point it almost feels like it's hard to put into words. I just don't feel right about their situation. They're constantly lying to everybody around them, not just the workers, but like people that they're running into in real life, and it just doesn't feel right to me. So for me, this story is just a miss. Again, Christina Lauren's writing is great. The chemistry between the characters was great, but it's one of those things where this story and I just do not get along. So I am doing a hard DNF on this at 50%, which makes me super sad. I really wanted to love this book. I know it's a lot of people's favorites, but it just doesn't feel right to me, so I have to DNF it. So it is with a heavy heart that my first completed read for Smutathon is actually not a completed read, it's a DNF, and that makes me sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go drown my sorrows in some cowboy romance and get this finished, and hopefully get something else started. I do have another digital read that I forgot to mention in my TBR, and that's Rebel by Beverly Jenkins that I got as an NetGalley arc that I would love to read during Smutathon as well. So since The Unhoneymooners was a DNF, I might add that to my list instead and go from there. So that's what's going on right now. Thought I would keep you guys in the loop. I'm sorry I don't love it, and I don't hate anybody who loves it. It's just a story that I did not get along with. And again, I don't blame the authors or anything for this. Their writing was great. It's just a story that isn't for me. Sorry if you hear cat meows. The cat's in a mood. So anyways, I just finished Cowboy Rebel by Carolyn Brown. What, Cal? Come here. Come on. Come on. No? He's missing my husband. My husband is his human. But anyhow, Cowboy Rebel by Carolyn Brown. Absolutely fantastic. I think this is probably one of my favorite Longhorn Canyon novels thus far. This is like the fourth book in this series so far. But it sounds like the next one that'll be coming out around Christmas time, because she was dropping hints in the foreword of this book. I think that one's going to be really good as well, because we're going to be dealing with Maverick, who we get to know pretty well in this book. And I have ideas to what she's going to do with it now that I've read this one, and I think it's going to be a great time. So, anyways, highly recommend the Longhorn Canyon series by Carolyn Brown. I have loved each and every one of these, but I think this one's been my favorite so far. So, from here, I'm not 100% sure what I want to pick up. So I'm going to go upstairs and look at things. It'll probably be the Harlequin double book just because it's longer. So I really would like to get a good chunk of that read. It's about 20 to 3 here. I've been reading extra slow with my prose lately, and that's okay. So I think I'm going to dig into that one and see how that goes and go from there. Hi, hello. It's actually been not too long since we last chatted. So I've started reading Legendary Wolf out of this bind-up, and it's very intense, and I just feel dropped into the story. So that's a little jarring, but it's a super quick read. So I might even get at least the first book in this read tonight, maybe both. I'm not 100% sure. It's currently like 3:15, and I'm like 60 pages into this, so it'll be interesting to see how this continues to go. I've not run into the smuts yet, but I think it's coming soon. This is a couple with history, which is one of the tropes that I really like. And yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you more soon. Okay, friends, it is now 5 p.m. and I just finished Legendary Wolf out of this bind-up. I do plan on reading Legendary Beast as well, because we meet the main guy for Legendary Beast in the first novel here, and I'm really excited about what's going on there. So, anyhow, that is the plan. I think 3 books down for day 1 is pretty good. I will probably get back to the second half of this later tonight. But for right now, I need to take care of dinner and do movie night with the hubs. So that's the plan. And I'll check in with you guys later. Hey friends, so it's now day 2 of Smutathon. And I just finished my 4th read. And that is the second half of this bind up, which contains Legendary Beast. And Legendary Beast I liked a little bit better than Legendary Wolf. I just felt like the whole fact that the couple had history in a fact that they were married and then there was memory loss involved, I found that way more intriguing. I mean, again, it wasn't wholly original, but I enjoyed that plot line much more as opposed to the previous one. So I do like Barbara Hancock's writing, and I will be probably checking out more from her specifically through Harlequin to see how I feel about some of the others. Maybe not necessarily this particular series, but anyways, it's really interesting. I really liked the tie-ins, and, you know, obviously they're all puppets of a puppet master kind of situation, and that makes paranormal really interesting and really fun. So from here, I have options. I can go for a digital read, or I did also bring The Bride Test by Helen Huang with me. I'm leaning towards The Bride Test because I think that'll be a lot of fun. And it's one that I really, really want to read. So I think that's the one that I will probably pick up now, just because I really like Helen Huang's writing. And yes. So we will see how the rest of today goes. As you can tell, I'm at work. So see you later. Hey friends, quick book mail. Forever Romance sent me a couple titles. And they're smutty, so I wanted to show you. So we've got Barefoot Beach by Debbie Mason, which is out today. Really excited about it. There's a good chance this will get thrown in the mix of the TBR. We'll see what happens. I got to get to read in today. It's just low on my list. And then I also got For His Pleasure by Shelley Bell, which has been on my radar. And this looks smutty to the max. So I am looking forward to this for sure. Yeah, this just sounds all sorts of fun. So this is definitely on my radar. And again, might get thrown in the TBR. We'll see. So yes, thank you to my friends at Forever Romance, as always, for sending me the goodies, because you're fantastic. And yes, I am drowning in smut, and I'm kind of living for it. Hey guys, so since I last saw you, I've washed my hair because it was a greasy, grimy gopher guts mess. So I had one of the girls' hair wash it for me. And I finished A Story Like Ours by Robin Huber. I really liked this sequel. This one falls into like a pregnancy trope, which isn't always my favorite, just because getting pregnant is very hard for me. So seeing these girls in books getting pregnant at the drop of a hat is rough for me to read. But that did not take away from my enjoyment of the actual story. The story was very well done. I thought it ended really nicely, and I really liked the duology as a whole. I ended up giving both books 4 stars. They would have been 5 stars, but I knocked a star on each of them just for a particular trope that's present that isn't necessarily my favorite. But I'm definitely going to be checking out more Robin Huber books in the future. I really liked their writing, and I found it just to be super interesting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dive back into the Bride Test. I feel like I'm doing really well. That's 5 reads technically for Smutathon so far, and these are all ones that were on my TBR. So I'm working on number 6 at this point, which makes me really happy. I'm definitely wanting to get as much read as I can. Tomorrow I'm not going to have nearly as much time to read. I have a busier day at work, so I am very much looking forward to getting as much read as humanly possible. Good morning, friends. I'm about to head out to work, so I wanted to give you a brief update before I head out. So I am now almost 200 pages into the Bride Test. I have every intention of finishing this today. Instead of reading last night, I opted to play Persona 5 because it's a mood I'm in, but I am genuinely loving this story, and I'm highly looking forward to finishing this out. The things that bother most people about this story haven't bothered me, but there have been other things that have bothered me. But again, I think I'm going to end up enjoying this more than most people in the community have, and I'll talk about why in another video. But yes, definitely loving the bride test. A really funny part just happened, so I'm really interested to see what happens from here. The other two that I'm going to bring with me today are The Amish Widow's Rescue by Rachel J. Good, which I don't know too much about. Pregnant and recently widowed Amish woman. So I don't know how smutty this is actually going to be because it involves religion, but it'll be a fun experiment to figure out why and how. And then I've got Kelly Bowen's A Rogue by Night. I love her smut. This is historical. And yes, I'm definitely all for it. I have a busy morning and then just one haircut in the afternoon, so I should get some reading time at work. And in between appointments and whatnot and lunch break, I get plenty of time to read. So my goal is to finish the bride test and get at least halfway through one of these other ones. If I read more than that, that's fantastic. But I will give you more of my thoughts on the bride test when I finish. All right, so I finished my morning appointments, and I also finished The Bride Test by Helen Hoang. Now, I'm ultimately landing on 4.5 stars for this book. It did have some problems, and it's not perfect, but this book means a lot to me. I will be having a dedicated discussion video as to why this book means a lot to me and why I can see all sides of this a little bit better. I am going to point out the flaws and the problems with it, but I just want you guys to know that I loved this book. This book means a lot to me, and I will be explaining why, but I'm not going to do that in this vlog. So we'll see what I pick up next, and I'll chat with you soon. All right, guys, so I'm back, and I have another read completed for you. I flew through The Amish Widow's Rescue. This is a great romance, but it's definitely not smutty. So I'm still counting it as read during this readathon, obviously, but there is absolutely no smut in this. Kind of like I thought there might be because it has the religious element to it. But, you know, there's definitely romance, and it's very sweet. It has a trope that I totally dig, which is throwing kids into the mix to help the couple trust each other quicker. And this elapses over the period of a year, which I really appreciated and I really liked. So, yeah, definitely know that about this book, but it's definitely good. Definitely check this one out. I've got a couple hours left here at work, so I am definitely going to be picking up the historical romance, and those tend to have good smut in them. So I'll check in with you after I've read some smutty things. Okay, y'all, so I am now home, and I have not read anything since I talked to you last, because I'm starting to burn out a little bit, so I'm going to take tonight off and get back after it tomorrow. I do plan on A Rogue by Any Other Name. No, A Rogue by Night. Sorry, wrong name. And then I'll pick out one other to take to work because tomorrow's my office day, so I do tend to get quite a bit of reading time on my office days once I get my stuff done in the morning. It's just a day to let my body rest because I don't take clients that day, so anyhow, I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, friends. So it is officially day 4 of Smutathon. Yes, day 4. And I think what was going on yesterday is that I just wasn't ready to dive into a historical romance. So when I took a bath last night, I ended up reading the first 50-ish pages of Hurts to Want You by Alicia Rai, and loved it. It's so good to be back into that writing. I really like her style, and this one is full of so much angst. I have to tell you right now, if angst is not your thing, this is not going to be the book for you, because it just oozes off the page from like page 1, maybe page 2. It's from the very beginning. It is full of all the angst, and I love it for that. I just do. It's fantastic. I don't know what word I was trying to say. Fantastic, fabulous, something hybrid of the two. I don't know. Either way, I am really genuinely loving that right now. So I brought that. I double checked that I had the right Maddox Brother book, that I ordered the right one. But nope, I ordered book 6, not book 4. So I need, like book 7, not book 5, I think. I don't know. it's hard to keep track of them all. Oh, you're moving around. Hold on. There we go, friends. Is that better? I think that's better. That feels more stable for you, so. Might be at a little bit of an angle, so sorry about that, but this feels better. So, anyhow, yes, that's what I'm currently reading. So I also brought For His Pleasure by Shelley Bell with me because I think that's going to be like deliciously smutty, and it's calling my name right now. So I'm just going with it. That's how I deal with my smut. I do still have a Rogue by Night with me, so if I'm starting to feel that, then I've got that for me as well. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for right now. Thought I'd give you a brief update. I really didn't read anything outside of those 50 pages while I took a bath last night. Other than that, I just chilled. I played some Persona. I just kind of vegged out. And I did end up uploading a video. I'll leave that linked for you. This is about a particular female mangaka, because you guys know, if you've been around my channel at all, that I really love manga, and so I will leave that linked for you. She's one of my favorites. Female mangaka kind of don't get those featured videos like some of the male mangaka, so I'm just gonna slowly go through my favorite female mangaka and kind of give them some extra love that way, so that people want to check out all of their works, not just like their #1 hit or whatever. Because a lot of them have read like one or whatever, but they do a lot more than that. And so I'm working through a lot of the series myself so that I can be like, okay, I love this one for this reason. I love this one for this reason. All that kind of stuff. So that's what's going on there. I've got some other videos planned out that I'm hoping to get filmed. Today's kind of a weird one. It's my office day, so I'll get all my reading done while I'm at work. And then we're going on a double date with my friend and her boyfriend tonight. I believe it's dinner and mini golf. So there won't be much reading going on tonight for that reason. Okay, so I've kept reading in Hurts to Love You. And the hot tub scene just happened. So those of you who have read it will know what I'm referring to. And no, they didn't get it on in the hot tub. I'm going to make that clear right now. They might later. Who knows? But man, the angst of that scene, I'm living for it. And it was from his perspective. Like, usually when you're getting a lot of the angst, it's more from the female perspective in my situations. I mean, there's occasionally where you'll get a male angsty chapter, but this was just like, I was living for it. It was so good. Oh my gosh. It just reminds me why I love this author and I want to read everything by her because I'm living for this book. I mean, I'm only like a quarter of the way through at this point because this one's fairly long for a romance. It's over 350 pages, closer to 400. And oh, the angst of this Forbidden Heart series just steals me away every time. And I'm ready for him to do it. And there was totally an opportunity for them to, and they did it because they're trying to be good. And the angst. I die. Anyways, talk to you later. All right, so it is much later because I read this so slow because I was savoring every moment, rereading scenes. I was living for this book. I'm giving this book 5 stars purely for the enjoyment level. It's not a perfect story. I'm never going to say it is, but I love these characters. I love their chemistry. I love the smut. This was amazing. They each had a secret that slowly got revealed to the other, and it made for a really cute thing towards the end. Like, it all played out so nicely, and it was all involved around a wedding with characters that you meet in the first book, and I was just living for it. And it's even an age gap to boot. There's like 12 years between them. Like, this is my crap. Like, this is what I live for in reading lately. Give me a good age gap, give me some smut, and I am all in. And this gave me that, and it's everything. If you have not read Alicia Rai, like, go do it, go fix that. I accidentally skipped the book in the middle, so I'm gonna go back and read that. But I love this. Go read the Forbidden Heart series by Alicia Rai. I don't know if there's gonna be any more. Reading the end of this feels like a very solid conclusion to the whole thing, but I don't know. I'm assuming it's done in a trilogy. She seems to work in trilogies as I look at things. But yes. Anyways, I absolutely adored this. It was amazing. I can't eloquently talk about this right now. I need time for it all to finish sinking in, but that's not going to change my 5-star rating because the pure joy that I've had reading this warrants 5 stars alone. Like, this is good, high quality smut. So if you have not read these yet, highly recommend. We'll be working through her backlog to see if I love it all just as much. So since I finished that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do try a chapter for the 2 books that I brought. I've still got a little bit of time here left at work. So I want to start one of these. So I'm going to do try a chapter for A Rogue by Night because I haven't even delved into that yet. And for His Pleasure. And I'll see which one I feel like reading for now, and I'll let you know when I decide. All right, so after reading the first chapter of each, I'm going to be continuing with For His Pleasure. It's like a parole officer, parolee kind of dynamic, and the parole officer is the woman. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out. I think it's going to be a really fun dynamic, and I'm kind of all for it. So yeah, I'm going to go with this one for now. It's a Forbidden Lovers one, so we're dealing with forbidden stuff again. And that's just my kink right now, I think. I don't know. But I'm going to go with it. And this one, it's good. I'm just not in the mood for it. So I'll probably come back to this one in a couple days. Because right now, I just want all of the forbidden things. Like, give me the forbidden, at least for a minute. Because apparently I need it, so I'm going with it. Chat with you later. Hi friends, so it's actually day 5 of Smutathon. It's Friday, and it's top knot because girlfriend slept in and didn't have time to shower and wash her hair. So she just showered. Anyways, so I'm a little further into For His Pleasure. I didn't read anything after we talked yesterday, but I've read a little bit this morning because my morning appointment canceled. And this is actually more like BDSM than I thought it was going to be. And right now I'm okay. This is not an arena I'm typically comfortable in. So this is clearly a stepping out of my comfort zone kind of smutty book. So this is going to be an adventure that we're going to go on together. And right now it's just like imagining things like, apparently, so what happened is she's attacked in the beginning of this book. Like, her apartment's broken into and she's attacked. And basically bones are shattered. So she takes a year off from work and just, kind of tries to heal. So it's her first day back to work. And she's a parole officer, mind you. And in the lobby, because of the metal detectors, there's a confrontation because the guard at the metal detector is like trying to do his job, but she's also like, I don't need to go through this again. There's just enough metal in my body that it's a problem. Can't you just wand me? She asks for reasonable things, and the guy's trying to throw a stink about it because I think just because he's trying to do his job, but he's not very understanding of the situation and doesn't know how to handle it. Anyways, this guy, we don't know his name, starts speaking up in her defense. And then the officer still tries to, like, be a punk. And she starts to have a panic attack because he says he's going to pat her down. And what's happened is she has a lot of nerve damage from the accident. And so she starts to have a panic attack and basically hits the floor. And mysterious guy who was coming to her defense, like, notices what's going on, and he steps in. He doesn't touch her. He just talks to her. And she finds out that he's her new parolee, like, her first appointment of the day. And they're both having images, like, sexual images of the other person in that kind of, like, dominant, submissive kind of situation. And so it's very clear from the beginning where this is kind of headed in that department, but it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. So I'm really intrigued at this point. We'll see how comfortable I am when we actually get to smutty scenes. Because this is very clearly, like, I'm not even 40 pages in, and they're both fantasizing about each other. So I don't think it'll be terribly long before we hit the smut. Maybe the halfway point at the latest. But I don't even think it'll be quite that long. But anyway, so this is going to be an adventure. That was a really long explanation. And it's a forbidden lovers novel. So obviously, you know, parole officer and parolee, like, this is very taboo, very forbidden in lots of ways, and throwing the BDSM factor in it, like, steps it out of my comfort zone, and this is going to be an interesting one. If I enjoy it, I'll probably try the others, but if not, then I might just leave it as is. But anyway, that's enough of that. We'll chat later. Okay, so in For His Pleasure, there's this scene in a BDSM club. It's about 90 pages in, and I was kind of living for it, and that's really weird and foreign to me. And it was just so well written. Like, it didn't... In the past, when I've come across this kind of stuff in books, it's always felt like dirty or like wrong, but this didn't make me feel that way. So I was pleased that it didn't make me feel that way. So I think I'm going to really enjoy this book, needless to say, because man, that was spicy. This is definitely not going to be for everybody. I can tell you that right now, because it's almost got that like cop mystery side to it as well. And I know that's not for everybody. And then you throw this on top of it. It's definitely not going to be for everybody, but it's definitely a dom-sub style relationship. And right now I'm here for it. We'll see if I get more uncomfortable later. What was going on was fairly tame for what I gather we'll see later. But anyway, it was something. We'll chat more when I finish. Yes, hi, hello. This is the end of the Smutathon vlog. And I'm sure you're thinking, but Shayla, there were 2 more days last we talked to you. Well, after finishing For His Pleasure, which I really enjoyed, I didn't really read any more books. I started on A Rogue by Night, but I didn't do any more with it, because I reached a level of burnout that I really haven't reached since starting my channel. So I've read a few volumes of manga and a few things like that, but I've not read any more novels. So I'm sorry that the last part of this vlog was disappointing, but I did read 9 books in a 5-day period, and I'm very pleased with everything that I read. I am really disappointed that The Unhoneymooners was a DNF, but that one was just not for me. Christina Lauren's writing is great. I will still continue to pick up Christina Lauren titles. That particular one was just a miss for me for a variety of reasons. So, anyways, my bride test video is still coming soon, but yes. You guys, I put a poll on my Twitter, and another video got requested before that one, so that one is up, but yes. So, again, I love Smutathon. It's really fun. I'm just sad I reached burnout. I think between all of the reading that I was doing for other goals and then Panelathon like 2 weeks ago, it was just too soon, too quick for me. So I'm going to take a break from readathons. Probably not going to do another readathon till what used to be booktubeathon. I believe it's called the Reading Rush now. It's one of the biggest readathons all year, so I always like to participate in that one. But I'm probably not going to do any more until then. I have some other projects and some other things I'm going to be working on and reading. So yeah, that's the plan. Thank you guys for checking out this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I will be doing a full Smutathon wrap-up when I do my mid-month wrap-up. So if you want to know more detailed thoughts, stay tuned for that. Or one of my projects over the next few days is to get caught up on my Goodreads reviews, because I got way behind again because of readathons and such. So that's going to be my plan over the next couple of days, is to get all of those caught up. So hopefully you have something to get my full thoughts on these books. But know that I genuinely enjoyed them. I will leave my Twitter is always linked down below, and I do have a thread there talking about each individual book, just a little snippet, and my star rating for those that I gave star ratings. I never give star ratings to DNFs. So, anyhow, that's how things are for me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.